Welcome to BlackSmith AdVentures, episode number 1. The journey begins. I am Andy Smith, and I'm one of the founders of BlackSmith Ventures. And BlackSmith AdVentures is the journey of regular people living on faith, passion, drive, and the simple desire to create something bigger than ourselves. This is a story of us, our team, our paths, our pitfalls, and our celebrations. We recently formed BlackSmith Ventures after 2 very exciting and successful startups in the clean energy segment and the oil and gas industry. We took both companies, ABUTEC and then later ASHCOR, from inception to an eventual exits to, in one hand, strategic buyers, so those who are in the same industry, and in one case, investment buyers. So those are like private equity type companies. ABUTEC, our first venture, was founded in 2007 by myself and Mr. Hans van der Bosch, my brother from another mother, my twin, my European homie. We grew that company over a 9-year span and rode the waves of clean energy and oil and gas as we developed that into a brand that still exists today. So for me personally, it's been a 20-year journey in nuclear energy, oil and gas, metal manufacturing, entrepreneurship, and the really fun one, leading and growing teams. In fact, many of my teammates have been on this journey with me for over a decade. While we don't share the same last name, and probably not the same bloodline, we truly have become family in this journey. And now to the BlackSmith Adventure journey and founding of BlackSmith Ventures. The events of 2020 taught me one great lesson: humility and the ability plus willingness to change rapidly. And so was spawned our newest venture, one that we hope will last forever: BlackSmith Ventures. BlackSmith Ventures was formed to forge creativity and an entrepreneurial mindset to grow products, brands, and companies. Much like metal was forged in the old days, we're looking to take that same workmanship and manner and forge products, brands, and companies. So what does that mean? Simply put, our team partners with companies to grow brands. We sometimes acquire companies, but we want to scale the business, grow the business, and operate the business so that we can make a bigger impact on this world than we have right now. We've done this in series before, meaning that we grew one company and then another company. Now that our team has expanded and our processes are established and proven, we're able to do this in parallel and impact more products, more brands, and more companies than ever before. And we are so excited about that and so pumped. One character trait that we look for in our ventures is whether we can help people grow in their confidence. This is something near and dear to our hearts and really has become our why. Whether you're a middle school athlete who's just learning team sports and learning how to deal with wins and losses and success and failure, or whether you're a business professional who runs a big company, confidence can play a huge role, whether in your personal or your professional journey. You'll see that interwoven throughout our journey as well. That's a critical thing to us. So I'm not one to think back. I like to think forward, and I'm more of the visionary type, more of a let's go get things done type. But I think it's worth sharing some of the lessons that we've learned along the way. We'll drill down on specific lessons as we go forward, but I think these are more overarching, broad lessons that have been our guiding faith, been our guiding foundation for how we've gotten to where we are today and where we intend to go. The first is faith. Faith to me means complete trust in something you can't see. I believe faith is personally our strongest attribute and one that we lean on really daily. We believe that no matter what happens, we'll be okay with faith. Believing that we are not in control, and that's okay. Believing that we are working for something bigger than ourselves. The second is perseverance. It's funny how we get really, really creative when we get really, really hungry. There have been too many times when we were on the verge of running out of money, not making payroll, losing a big customer, losing key employees. I mean, you name it. We've been through it. And fortunately, we've never given up and never stopped. So in whatever you do, hold this truth. Never, ever suffer alone. Never, ever give up. Never, ever count yourself out. This life we lead doesn't have a destination. So how can you really win and how can you really fail if there's no end game? We can't. So just keep going, just keep persevering, and never, ever give up. The third guiding foundation that I've learned is one that I really don't do well personally. It's patience. Patience is not my virtue. I believe in going all in right now. Let's go do it. But we've learned that the microwave approach with business, where you cook it, nuke it, get it going good, is just not sustainable. And we've seen too many companies that come in and do that so it looks sexy, but it's just not what we do. It's just not how businesses are growing. And they're almost an anomaly when you come in and you have this great success. And when we see big brands today, we sometimes forget about the tears, the creativity, the hard work, the sweat that went into growing that business over time and not overnight. So we look to our businesses with the crock pot approach. Put that baby in, look long-term, don't look short-term. Long-term success, not short-term greed. Sustainability through patience. So that's not an easy one for me to swallow, but it is a lesson that we have learned over time, and it really, really, really proved to work. The last lesson we'll mention in this post is probably the biggest lesson we've learned and probably the most impactful to us, and that's humility. If we start to see success, we can easily drift into pride. The dictionary defines pride as a feeling of deep pleasure or satisfaction derived from one's own achievement. The achievements of those with we are closely associated with, or from qualities or possessions that are widely admired. So you see, just reading this makes my skin crawl and sweat come out of my body, because when we started on this entrepreneurial journey in 2007, it was based on humility, faith, patience. When we started achieving success, it morphed into, look at what we did. Look at what we achieved. Look at all that we've accomplished. It wasn't until a gift was given to me in November of 2019. It was Carrie Newhoff's book, Didn't See It Coming. And as I was reading through the book, I realized, wow, pride has really crept into my life. And how did that happen? And how did pride get so deep into my life? And so as I read further in the book, I'm like, well, how do you solve this? How do you solve this pride problem? Well, the answer is really simple, and really a simple answer is humility. Humility is the opposite of pride. Humble yourself, and in all cases, or your organization, or in your personal or professional life, you'll see breakthroughs that you never ever could imagine. Game changers. So today, BlackSmith Ventures is involved in 2 operating companies. One company, RemainSafe, is an emergency preparedness company that we've been operating for less than a year, but has been around for over a decade. We manufacture a variety of storm shelters, safe rooms, tornado shelters for families and retired couples across the United States. So in a few short months, we've rebranded the company, we've expanded the geographical reach, we've navigated some crazy steel price fluctuations and availability of steel. We've navigated through different manufacturers. We've made just about every turn you could make, and also every mistake imaginable when you're working on a new venture and trying to change something that's been in existence for a long time. And that was really hard. So we'll talk a lot about that on our journey here. The second company, Axly. Axly is a startup. We're taking a patented software as a service, aka SaaS, project to the mining and transportation industry. So the concept has been proven. We've gotten our first few customers, and we're ready to launch. We're excited because we're working with some great people, amazing energy, amazing technical, commercial ability within our group, and we're super excited to take this product and introduce it into a market that really needs it. It will be a game changer for the transportation and mining industry, for safety, confidence, security, the things we're about. We've also got a thing called the BlackSmith Ventures Incubator, where we're studying a couple cool things. We're studying the hemp industry, and we're looking at innovative products in the woman's health space. So a lot of fun, big, exciting journeys, a lot going on, some great teams that's focused on some different stuff. So we're very excited. I hope you will follow along with us on this journey and ask that you subscribe and share if you think this is something for you. We'll dive deeper into behind the scenes at each venture along our journey. We'll talk about the goods and the bads, celebrations and the fear. I just thank you for being a part of this, and I thank you for your precious time. So cheers from here in Florida, where it's very hot, and we're spending a lot of time nowadays because of BlackSmith Ventures and RemainSafe. So on behalf of Kevin Bells, myself, and the entire BlackSmith Ventures team, welcome to the BlackSmith adventure journey.